Hello Z9 Designs family. Fall is officially here and I'm excited because fall is one of my favorite times of the year. Today is Thursday Thrift Flips and I have some flipping good things for you to see. So let's get started. Thrift Flip number 1, an upscale floral vase. The supplies needed include a square vase with square indentations that I got from the thrift store, orange glass tiles from Dollar Tree, some hot glue, and live flowers given to me by a special friend. I love pretty vases because I have live flowers in my home sometimes. As I was perusing the thrift store in my area, I came across an interesting vase with square indentations around the sides. I remember that I had some square glass tiles that I had purchased from Dollar Tree some time ago and decided to put them to use. I put a dab of hot glue in the square indentations and began applying the glass tiles. I wanted to give it a fall look, which is why I chose the orange glass tiles. And I use hot glue instead of E6000 because this gives me the opportunity to remove them and put another color, which you can see at another time. This was a simple but cute project. After I completed adhering the tiles, gifted flowers were put in the glass vase for a beautiful fall look. So let me know your thoughts. Thrift Flip number 2, a picture frame wall vase. The supplies needed include a picture frame 13 by 16, the glass that came with the picture frame, thumbtacks, a clear plastic terrarium globe, hot glue and E6000, and of course live flowers, but you can also use full flowers if you like. Now my neighbors are so sweet and kind, they're always giving me things to DIY. So I was given a frame within a frame, trying to think in my mind what I could do with it. So I dismantled it and had one large frame, one small frame, a glass that went into the frame, and the backing. I saw something on Pinterest that gave me a great idea. It was a picture frame wall vase. So I'm going to do mine for about $1 since the frame was free. I returned the glass to the frame and used thumbtacks, and this is till I can get something else to hold it in place. However, the tacks did a good job. They held it in place very well. Now, if you don't want to use glass in the frame, you can find a piece of plastic the same size as the frame. And if you don't want to put either glass or plastic in the frame, you can glue the vase to the wall, but I didn't want to do that because I don't want to destroy my wall. But if you put a little opening in there, you could put a nail in the wall and hook the terrarium onto that. So because the wood was soft, as I was saying, the thumbtacks did a great job of holding the glass inside the frame. So, but I had to make sure it was secure because it's glass. So I took E6000 and hot glue and I positioned the terrarium a little bit below the center of the glass and glued it on. I left it on until 24 hours and then I came back and I filled the terrarium halfway full of water because it has two openings, one in the middle and one on the side. So you don't want to fill it so full that water will spill out either of those openings. Then I picked some wild flowers which were tucked inside the terrarium and within the two openings on the front of the terrarium. I think it looks so nice when hanging on the wall, or you can prop it against the wall. In addition, I gave you some other things that you could do, but I think after you clean the glass really well and you put your flowers in there, it gives it such a special look. And I think this was a pretty good thrift flip. What about you? Now, Third Thursday Thrift Flip is an open invite hosted by Rusted Chicks Design and the Rusted Willow. And this month's co-host is Lowly D's Creations. These women are amazing crafters, helpful and kind. It is important for you to subscribe, like, save, and comment on their channels. They would be so thankful. The link to their channels is listed in the description box below. Now, there are other thrift flippers that would be overjoyed if you would check out their channels also. The link to the playlist is in the description box below. So now we're on to our last thrift flip. Number 3, an antique mirror fixer upper. The supplies needed include IOD molds, air dry clay, some wood glue, some bright gold acrylic paint, antique rub and buff, and a hand sander, just the ones you get from Dollar Tree. So I noticed a broken antique mirror at my cousin's home when I went to visit her. I asked her if I could have it. Of course, she didn't want to part with it. But then I asked if I could fix it up for an upcoming thrift flip, and then she agreed. I took it home with me and evaluated what I needed to do. Well, I needed to replace some of the swirls on the wood, paint it, paint the motif, rub some antiquing substance, some rub and buff, glue the molds as best as possible onto the mirror. Now, as you can see, there are pieces that are missing and areas that are chipped. So now the work begins. I got out my air dry clay and warmed it up first with my hands and then began placing it into the mold. Now, it is good to put cornstarch or something like that inside the mold before putting your clay inside. Once I smoothed it inside the mold, I just released it and then I decided where to put it because I had to look at what was missing. In the meantime, I took a bit of air dry clay and put it around the mirror where it was damaged. I took the scrolled motif and applied glue on the back and placed it on the mirror frame. Now, first of all, you have to make sure that the motifs are pliable before you put them on the antique mirror. I did have to move some of the excess clay for a better definition of the mold. And then I applied the smaller swirls on the frame, and then I made the larger swirls to place on the sides. I used a paintbrush with a point to make sure I got into the crevices after the motifs were dry. Now, it all needs to dry overnight before you decide to paint them. You don't want to paint them wet. You want to make sure they're dry. After it was all painted, I used rub and buff to go over the part that I had painted. I think I did very well considering limited supplies. I know they do different things when they do antique mirrors and frames and things like that. And the last process I used was rub and buff. And I thought the rub and buff gave the antique mirror kind of that old world look. The mirror was cleaned and hung on the wall to show you how good it looks. Let me know what you think of all the projects. I have a favorite. Do you? Well, that is all, Z9 Designs family. Make sure you subscribe, like, save, and comment. I am trying to reach 1,500 on my channel, and I want to sincerely thank you for all your comments and support. I know you have been watching from all over, so keep watching because another giveaway will occur when I reach 1,500. Also, follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. And give me a thumbs up because it really helps my channel grow. And remember, when someone loves you, the way they talk about you is different. You feel safe and comfortable. This is by Jess C. Scott. See you later. Bye-bye.